Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At Enchain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Alrighty people, it looks like we are live at 5. Fantastic. Welcome to Satoshi TV, aka Bitcoin SV TV, aka It's Just Bitcoin, which everybody will learn very soon. Today's date is Sunday the 8th of August 2021. Let's be gone and jump straight into some of these articles. So first things first, let's report on some news. Here we go. Some interesting ones coming through. Check it out. Look at this. Look at this. A notice from CSW. He says there is no scenario where Bitcoin Core does not end up writing changes to the blockchain. There is no scenario here where this Bitcoin is not going to be recovered. So I guess he's probably monitoring on chain, seeing what they're doing with it. It does not matter how many times they mix it or try and move it. It will be subject to a court order, and the developers in Bitcoin Core and Bitcoin ABC will either implement changes or will be irrelevant. The nodes will either implement changes that they're directed to implement, or their equipment will be seized. It is, after all, a monetary value that the courts can award, and if those miners don't want to do the act, they can pay the money in lieu of doing the act. They will find themselves out of money very quickly if they don't follow the court orders that are going to come. Ended up in contempt. Whew. My guess is that he's. Because you remember, Bitcoin is an evidentiary trail. You can see everything on chain. So my guess, knowing how good CSW is that he's just simply monitoring everything that they're doing. He's seeing all the mixes that they're running it through, and he's just tracking it all. He will know exactly what they've done. He built the system. Yeah, it's hilarious. The arrogance that these shitcoiners with shiverbrains have got. It's just shocking. So, everything that you need to know, you can kind of read between the lines in what he's saying there. It's kind of obvious that he's following it. He knows exactly what they're doing. Brilliant. Absolutely hilarious. So let's have a look at this other post here. Check it out. So he said the new US laws that are proposed are irrelevant because they're securities laws, really. Coinbase executives are going to prison with or without it, and many others. Fantastic. Honestly, stay tuned, peeps. Never a dull moment in this space. Brilliant. Let's get into some of these articles then. This is the first one I saw in CoinGeek Business News. Only $20 million has been dispersed from Vitalik Buterin's $1 billion India COVID relief fund. Surprise, surprise. That means like 800 million has probably gone into people's pockets. Absolute scumbags. Absolute scumbags. In mid-May, Vitalik Buterin grabbed headlines when he donated $1 billion in meme coins to COVID-19 relief efforts in India. However, in the 3 months since the donation, only $20 million has been dispersed, with the charity that received the funds decrying regulatory hurdles and a drastic drop in the value of the meme coins. The Ethereum founder donated about $1.5 billion in digital currencies to a number of charities in May. India's COVID crypto relief fund got the lion's share of the donation, receiving about 500 Ethereum and 50 trillion Shiba Inu coins. Oh my god, Vitalik shitcoining. Unbelievable. Worth about 1.1 billion at the time. Shiba Inu coin is a joke digital currency imitating Dogecoin, which itself was created as a joke coin. 3 months later, the bulk of the funds have yet to leave the digital currency wallet. According to a Bloomberg report, only $20 million has been dispersed thus far, with another $20 million in the pipeline. Sandeep Naywal, the founder of the India COVID Crypto Relief Fund, just sounds like a scam, blames the slow disbursement of the funds on several reasons, one of which is regulatory hurdles, and if they don't do it soon, they're not going to have any value whatsoever. You know, $1 billion, boom, gone. India, despite seeing unprecedented growth in the digital currency ownership, continues to be hostile towards the industry. Additionally, India has a law governing charitable donations that has made cashing out the digital currencies a bit more complex. According to Sandeep, the Foreign Contributions Regulations Act demands that that he first converts the digital currencies to US dollars and then later to rupees before he can disperse them. He revealed that 80% of the conversion is complete so far. It doesn't sound right, does it? 80%, only 20 million of 1 billion. It's not even 200 million. Like, good grief. Good grief. The meme coins donated by Buterin have also seen a drastic price plunge since the time of donation. I bet they were holding on to them, thinking that they were going to continue going up. The Canadian programmer donated 50 trillion Shiba Inu, which is 5% of the total coins in circulation. How's he got 5% of the total coins in circulation? Is he the one buying it to push the price up? Oh my god. At the time of donation, they were worth close to $1 billion. However, the donation, which some viewed as a dump by Vitalik, led to an almost immediate 50% price crash. Sandeep revealed in a recent interview that the Shiba Inu he holds is now worth around 400 million. Still not to be sniffed at. Holding $400 million worth of shitcoin. Get rid of that crap. The New Delhi entrepreneur revealed that he has been trying to ensure that all the money gets to the grassroots level. To do this, he's working on hiring a big-name audit firm for complete transparency. Buzzwords. So far, he has been focused on organisations that are distributing food in India, as well as the 10 BED ICU, an organisation offering dire medical assistance to COVID-19 victims in rural India. The Asian country has been grappling with a third wave of COVID-19 infections, with the daily infection exceeding 40,000. Over 31 million people have been infected overall, resulting in 425,000 deaths. I wonder where he gets those figures from. Skeptic that I am. Yeah, interesting. Tech then. Check it out. Here we go. Investments in Bitcoin. The 9 sets up block reward mining shop in Kazakhstan. This is a very impressive picture there. Look at that. Spacey. China has long been the world's epicenter of BTC mining. Due to a recent government crackdowns on the sector, a mass exodus has begun, with block reward miners looking for friendlier jurisdictions to set up shop in. This week, block reward miner The 9 Limited, Nasdaq, is that NCTY something or new something TC no York something, added its name to the long list of China-based miners seeking greener pastures. The Nasdaq-listed company set out a press release announcing its wholly owned subsidiary, NBTC Limited, signed a non-binding term sheet with Kaz Digital Limited to set up a joint venture company in Kazakhstan to build a digital currency mining farm. The site will have a capacity of 100 megawatts and house the Nine's blockchain mining machines, along with potential other third parties. Block reward mining is an energy-intensive process that distributes BTC tokens and maintains a log of all transactions on the BTC network. Chinese authorities are seeking to banish the industry from within its borders. Per the terms of the agreement, both sides will invest their own assets to establish the joint venture, with Kaz Digital bringing assets related to construction and infrastructure of the mining site, and the Nine investing cash or mining machines. A third-party impartial institution will evaluate the assets to confirm they are fair value and ensure that both parties invest equivalent assets. Construction of the facility will be completed over 4 stages. The first stage of 25 megawatts was finished on August 1st, with the remaining 75 megawatts gradually spreading out to be completed in the third and fourth quarters of this year and the first quarter of 2022. Kaz Digital will run the operation and management of the joint venture, submitting relevant reports to the Nine. The Nine will transport 1,000 mining machines to Kazakhstan for trial operation. Both parties agree to a 6-month exclusivity period regarding the development of their similar cooperation in Kazakhstan. We believe that we should capture the current unique opportunity of the rapidly changing cryptocurrency mining environment and should accelerate the deployment of our mining machines, stated Si Xiaofang, of a Chief Executive Officer of NBTC Limited. All right. You know, investments going in the space, people getting excited. We know where it's coming. Yes, we do. And they have no idea. Oh dear. Tell you what, we'll just have a quick look at the figures while we're here. Why not? Check it out. Had Tau Distribution Mining Technologies mining another 759 megabyte block earlier today. Block size 96, transactions 60%. Beautiful. Hash rate moving up. What we got here? A 485 megabyte block mined. All right, good stuff. Always love watching. Always love keeping an eye on the figures. And let's go to our favorite shitcoin comic book, shitcoin online comic book. Should we read about Ethereum's London hard fork? I can't really be bothered, to be honest. It's utterly worthless. I'm sure there are some other more interesting articles here. Should we? Let's read the funny ones, actually. Here we go. So they're going on about this Treasury Secretary reportedly against amending crypto language in infrastructure bill. Let's see what their interpretation of this is then. Janet Yellen's position on a compromise amendment proposed yesterday is unclear, but she reportedly raised objections to the language on crypto put forth by Senators Wyden, Loomis and Toomey. On Wednesday, several United States senators proposed an amendment to the infrastructure bill that would clarify language concerning crypto. Even though that proposal seemingly has the support of the White House, the US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has reportedly come out against the measure. According to a Friday report, the Washington Post, Yellen raised objections to the proposed amendment with lawmakers on Thursday. She lobbied Senator Ron Wyden regarding the changes, which, if added to the bill, would exclude certain crypto companies from the reporting requirements of brokers. For brokers. What? Wyden is one of 3 senators behind the amendment, with Cynthia Loomis and Pat Toomey. The original infrastructure bill currently being considered in the Senate, H.R. 3684, proposes implementing tighter rules on businesses handling cryptocurrencies and expanding reporting requirements for brokers. What's wrong with that? Mandating the digital asset transactions worth more than $10,000 are reported to the Internal Revenue Services, or IRS. It also suggests that anyone in the business of validating distributed ledger transactions, developing digital assets or their corresponding protocols, or dealing with mining software or hardware would likely be subject to more tax reporting requirements for digital transactions. Well, absolutely. Nothing wrong with that. It's money laundering. Otherwise. However, the amendment proposed by Wyden, Loomis and Toomey suggests changing the bill's definition of a broker, likely allowing many players in the crypto space to avoid the additional reporting requirements. They've been paid to do that then, probably. The amendment initially received support from major figures in the crypto space. Surprise, surprise. As well as Senator Rob Portman, one of the lead Republican voices for negotiations behind the bill. On Thursday, Portman and Senators Mark Warner and Kristen Sinema proposed a modified amendment to the infrastructure deal that would exclude proof of mining and sellers of hardware and software wallets. However, the language suggests crypto developers and proof-of-stake validators would still be subject to expanded reporting and taxation that some have described as unworkable. Well, they're complete centralized Ponzi schemes. Later that day, White House Deputy Press Secretary Andrew Bates said the Biden administration would support the amendment from Warren and Portman, but not the changes proposed by Wyden, Loomis and Toomey. According to Bates, the former strikes the right balance and makes an important step forward in promoting tax compliance. Yellen's position on the modified amendment is unclear. However, she has previously said that the misuse of cryptocurrencies and virtual assets has been a growing problem in the United States. The role of language used on cryptocurrencies, mining, and blockchain in infrastructure plan may play a large part on whether the bill passes in the Senate. Lawmakers have yet to resolve the proposed amendments. The most recent compromise from Portman and Warner, the original from Wyden, Loomis and Toomey, and one reportedly from Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Many senators will not be in session today as they attend the funeral of former Wyoming Senator Mike Enzi, who died in a bicycle accident last week. The government body is also scheduled to be in recess starting on August 9th. Watch this space, people. Watch this space. Good grief. Let's see what else there was. Obviously, there was more shenanigans to do with the Bitcoin BSV 51% attack. Ethereum blockchain upgrade, cryptocurrency regulatory battles, and Bitcoin. Who cares, honestly? These people are so lost. They are so lost. They're so far down the road. They are up to their neck in shitcoins. They literally cannot see the wood from the trees. There's no coming back for these people, and literally until it's too late. It's going to be so hard for them. Literally, they're not going to know what's hit them. They're going to point fingers. I mean, luckily, they're going to be pointing fingers at miners because it's miners who are going to move first. I mean, imagine, let's have a look at the crypto CMC right now. Here we go. Where is it? So what you need to do, imagine genuine Bitcoin, BSV, being at the top here. When the market cap flips that of a core coin, and then suddenly you've got a proof of work network, which is sound money, at the top of the coin market cap, doing hundreds of thousands of microtransactions and uploading gigabytes of data on chain for fractions of a penny, all at the top of the coin market cap. What are you going to do? The entire market is going to flood into it, and all these other data networks are just simply going to disappear because they're utterly fundamentally worthless. It's going to be a real shock for these people, a real shock when it all disappears, the whole lot. Bitcoin is going to swallow the lot. Like jeepers. So SEC claims first enforcement action in $30 million fraud case involving DeFi project. We went over that statement yesterday. Here we go. Crypto social governance will lead to online freedom, whatever. More political spin. First is DeFi, then it's social governance, blah, 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 blah. But all centralized projects because they don't understand what decentralization really means. Crypto community in shock over Brian Brooks' resignation from Binance US. We read this yesterday in CoinDesk. Well, let's have a quick laugh at this now. So CZ said Brooks stepping down would not impact Binance US customers in any way. The cryptocurrency community has different thoughts. After serving as the chief executive officer of majority cryptocurrency exchange Binance US for less than 4 months, 4 months, Brian Brooks announced Friday he would be stepping down, a move that was greeted with confusion and suspicion from the crypto community, citing differences over strategic direction. The now former CEO said he had already resigned his position at Binance US arm. Brooks had been leading the crypto exchange since replacing former CEO Catherine Coley on May 1st. CZ, the CEO of Binance, a separate entity from its US arm, said Brooks stepping down would not impact Binance US customers in any way. He explained, "I remain confident in Binance US's business and its commitment to serve its customers and innovate. As one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the United States, Binance US is poised to continue to grow and empower the future of finance. Not if all these regulatory heads come and go," which is what they're doing. However, members of the outspoken crypto community speculated that Brooks' decision to leave the firm was based on internal knowledge about issues surrounding the global Binance exchange, possibly from regulators or other market forces, yet more likely. Others connected the timing of his departure to the regulatory backlash facing Binance, which has prompted the exchange to roll back or even cease operations in certain regions. Regulators in Japan, the United Kingdom, Germany, Canada have recently issued orders or warnings against Binance for various reasons. I wouldn't go there with a barge pole. Shocking. You know, we know the score. Yeah, lots of people speculating about it, saying it's suspicious. Yes, indeed, it is suspicious. Good grief. What's that? Am I joking? Yeah, 4 months in the office. Something suspect going on there. You really don't have to scratch the surface very much to see there's something very, very wrong there. Check this out. More propaganda from Cointelegraph. Bitcoin SV rocked by 351% attacks in as many months. Bitcoin SV has been under the hammer for rogue actors in a series of attempted 51% attacks against the network. Where next for BSV? Well, those 51% attacks ended up being a big nothing burger. And was a huge red flag to any other douchebag criminals who are thinking about doing the same, and have basically blazed the trail for huge institutions to see and know what will happen if any attacks happen on chain. You know, and those huge attacks, massive attacks, were followed by 3 huge 1 gigabyte blocks. You know, but yeah, don't want to report on that, do you? Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, the fork of another core coin fork, yeah, whatever. This is the original protocol, you fools. Has for the 3rd time in 3 months suffered a blockchain reorganization attack, with a call to all stakeholders to mark the malicious network branch as invalid. Bitcoin developers say the attack has been repelled and all fraudulent chains identified. The flurry of attacks against Bitcoin, though reportedly repelled, highlight the risks associated with proof of work blockchains. Whatever. They're the only ones that aren't centralized. That have a low amount of hash rate backing their existence. Indeed, apart from Bitcoin SV, several chains like Ethereum Classic and Firo, formerly known as Zcoin, have been victims of such attempted blockchain reorg exploits. While not all of such attacks are successful, some proceed with significant economic consequences for honest participants and the network in general, as the rogue actors responsible for the malicious exploit on the network can double spend their coins. The problem has reached the extent that it is theoretically possible to launch these attacks with a few $1,000s worth of rented hash power. Another blockchain reorg attack earlier in August. Bitcoin suffered a suspected 51% attack that was similar to previous incidents that occurred between the end of June and the first week of July. At the time, it was said that the malicious network exploit resulted in 3 versions of the main chain being mined simultaneously amid a deep blockchain reorg attack. This type of attack occurs when a malicious actor controls 51% of the network's hash rate and can use the hashing power majority to control and prevent block production, as well as double spend coins. On August 3rd, the August 3rd incident is reportedly the largest scale exploit against BSV since it forked from Bcrash back in 2018. At one point during the exploit, the attacker reportedly compromised about 10 hours worth of transactions on the Bitcoin SV chain, according to Nikita Zaroronkov, lead developer at Blockchain Explorer Blockchain. Reacting to the event, the Bitcoin Association, a Bitcoin advocate organization, advised honest node operators to mark the false chains initiated by the hacker as invalid. Marking split chains initiated by a 51% attacker as invalid is necessary to prevent the hacker from accruing any economic benefit, such as double spending. Usually the goal of such incidents is to send mined coins from the fake chain to the exchanges, whereby extracting monetary value from thin air. In its recent update report, the Bitcoin Association stated that the hackers' attempted 51% attack were unsuccessful, while urging network participants to ensure that their nodes are only interacting with the chain supported by the honest miners. As part of its report, the Bitcoin Association stated that all relevant stakeholders, including the Bitcoin SV infrastructure team, will continue to monitor the network to prevent any further attacks. So again, I mean, you can do that when there's a relatively small amount of hash rate, but now that's been proved that a 51% attack on a small amount of hash rate still won't work, and then suddenly Bitcoin has mined 3 999 megabyte blocks. That's like, whoa. And these 51% attacks won't even be possible when all of the hash rate from all the global hash rate floods into Bitcoin, because of the utility that's on chain. Miners do not have a political stance. Literally, they're only in it for profit. And they might be in it for politics at the moment, but they're not really sure what's going on. But as soon as utility kicks in and people start using it, and the block fee, the fees in the block increase and sort of in line with the block reward, it's really not going to take long before they suddenly realize and the penny drops, and the entire market floods into genuine Bitcoin, which is BSV. It's going to be really quite shocking for them, really. In a conversation with Cointelegraph, Steve Shadders, Chief Technology Officer at Bitcoin SV developer Enchain, stated that both stakeholders are implementing a range of proactive and reactive measures to prevent further attacks. Together with the Bitcoin Association team, we also worked with exchanges, miners, and ecosystem businesses to quickly invalidate the fraudulent chain containing the illegal double spends by using the invalidate block command. And RPC code introduced to Bitcoin in 2014 and still part of the code base for both BTC and BCH. According to Shadders, this move invalidated the attackers' efforts, allowing the honest participants to direct their hash power to the correct chain. Great stuff, easy peasy. Shadders also stated that the attack has galvanized more hashing power to the Bitcoin SV chain to defend the network. Indeed, data from BitInfo chart shows an increase in the Bitcoin SV hash rate between August 3rd and 4th, with the network's hash power growing by almost 15%. 3 attacks in as many months. The fact that there have been 3 attacks in 3 months, each using similar methods, has brought up talk of whether there is an agenda against Bitcoin SV. Between June 24th and July 9th, Bitcoin SV suffered 4 separate attempted 51% attacks that resulted in double spent coins being sent to Bitmark crypto exchange. In July, Cointelegraph reported that Bitmark was seeking a restraining order from the New York judge to prevent the hackers responsible for the 51% attacks on Bitcoin SV from selling their double spent coins. As of writing, it's not apparent whether the August attacker was able to send double spent BSV to any exchange. In a note sent to Cointelegraph, the Bitcoin Association clarified that the existence of double spent transactions in the June and July attacks did not have any detrimental effect on Bitcoin SV users, adding, "It is possible that the malicious actor has been double spending their own transactions. No losses have been incurred and nobody has anything stolen." I love double spending their own transactions, honestly. Everything is a rich man's trick, ladies and gentlemen. Just remember that. Keep that in mind. The June 24th and July 1st attacks reportedly went unnoticed, with the investigation starting only after the July 6th incident. At the time, some exchanges, including Huobi, paused deposits and withdrawal services for BSV, thereby setting off inaccurate speculations that the trading platforms were moving to delist the coin. Commenting on the likelihood of the August attacks being connected with the earlier incidents, Shadders told Cointelegraph, "At this stage, while we do not have definitive proof that the same malicious actor is responsible for both these latest attacks and the earlier attempts in June and July, the similarity in attack vector and methodology would indicate that it is likely to again be the same attacker." The only difference between the two sets of attacks is that the June and July exploits use the pseudonym Zulu Pool, not connected with a legitimate Hathor network miner of the same name, while the August hacker impersonated the Tau mining pool. Indeed, the June and July attacker is believed to have impersonated Zulu Pool and has also been linked to the block reorg exploit against Bitcoin ABC back in March. Given the suspected links between all the attacks, Shadows told Cointelegraph that legal steps were being taken, stating Bitcoin Association and its legal representative are actively engaged with law enforcement in affecting jurisdictions, a process which the Bitcoin SV infrastructure team is supporting on an ongoing basis by collecting and collating all of the forensic evidence that the attacker has left behind. Vulnerable proof of work networks. This is going to be absolute crap. I can't even be bothered with that. It's just going to increase my cortisol levels, get me stressed out because they're talking crap. Let's have a look. See what else there was on Decrypt. Just been going for 30 minutes. Crypto tax strife continues. The Senate delays vote. Dogecoin surges 14% as Bitcoin, as Corecoin, briefly passes $45,000. Wu-Tang Clan's Method Man to launch NFT comic book series. Oh dear, oh dear. Honestly, all these people, good intentions, all the gear, and no idea what's coming. Wow, shocking. And again, BCH News, Bitch News reporting the same kind of stuff, really. Yeah, Plan B, or whatever, confirms his confidence in Bitcoin forecast. That's the stock to flow model. It's absolute crap. UK Standard Charter to offer crypto brokerage services in Ireland. Huge company, Standard Charter. Massive company. Read all these. Yeah, and there was just kind of like this one. I saw this one, caught my eye. So hip hop star Megan Thee Stallion creates Bitcoin for Hotties video to educate millions of fans about crypto. Oh dear, what a fail! What an epic fail this is going to be. Award-winning hip-hop artist Megan Thee Stallion has published a video of herself explaining the basics of Bitcoin, including what it is, why it's valuable, and how to obtain it. The famed rapper previously gave away $1 million in Bitcoin to her fans in collaboration with Square's Cash App. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, another shitcoiner. Another shitcoiner. She's going to lose everything. Oh, she's loaded anyway, who cares? Famous hip-hop star breaks down a Bitcoin to her fans. I might watch this just for the car crash. Just car crash TV. Popular rapper Megan Thee Stallion, also known as Hot Girl Meg, published a video titled Bitcoin for Hotties Tuesday in collaboration with Cash App, a mobile payment service developed by Jack Dorsey Square Inc. Megan Thee Stallion has more than 24.1 million followers on Instagram and 6.4 million followers on Twitter. She has received several accolades, including the Grammy Awards. At the 63rd Annual Grammy Award, she became the second female hip-hop artist to win Best New Artist. In 2020, Time magazine named her one of the 100 most influential people in the world on their annual list. Her Bitcoin for Hotties video starts with the star explaining what Bitcoin is. She said, Bitcoin is a new kind of money. While the cash in your wallet is issued and regulated by governments, Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency like a wild stallion. It can't be controlled by anyone. She's talking about Corecoin there, that's controlled by Blockstream. Oh dear. Again, Blockstream don't want people to know that, which is why they're not going to tell them. That means that no one person or organization gets to decide how much of it is used, how much of it is in circulation, or what it's worth. So, boom. Oh dear, pumpermentals. There's only a limited amount of Bitcoin, like gold, silver, or me, she continued. The video then discusses why Bitcoin is valuable, emphasizing scarcity, make number go up, and security. After explaining that the price of Bitcoin can fluctuate, she explained how to obtain Bitcoin, such as from cryptocurrency exchanges via Cash App. Yeah, I wonder how those cryptocurrency exchanges are going to fare when they're when all their top bods are in jail. Oh dear, you gotta laugh. What else can you do, honestly? Right, peeps, 34 minutes. That'll do for today's show. Shout out to Keith Fellows and Elvis Coolcat in the chat box. Let's do this. Anybody else is listening? Paymails and handles in the chat box. Let's do this. Rock and roll. Here we go. Opening up my hand cash. Here we go. BIG to Keith Fellows. Got it. Swiping to send on the way to Yao. There we go. Elvis Coolgan. Orange kicks in there. Great stuff. Here we go. EVL. Got it. ELV even. Swiping to send on the way. And orange kick. Here we go. Also in my address lists. There we go. Swiping to send on the way. All good. You're welcome. So I'll give anybody else 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're gone. Hope you enjoyed the show. As ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, joy giving. Catch you guys later. Get paid for posting your pics on Relica. Download the app now at www.getrelica.com. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.satoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi, where you can take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways. The future of advertising meets the power of Bitcoin at Tonic Pow. Get paid for posting advertising campaigns to your social media profiles. Go to www.tonicpowads.com.